Hello, hello. So we just got finished playing around with Logic's drummer. I believe GarageBand has that too. You see how intuitive it is. It can be a little tricky to kind of make it do what you want, but it's a great writing tool if anything else. It kind of drafts out your ideas for you. And we all know how hard it is to get a drummer and all the drums in line. So now that we got that out of the way, what else can we do? Well, let's play with our MIDI controller now. So as I told you, this is a very useful thing because this really helps you to access all the synthesizers, guitar parts, bass parts, every riff that you can try to think of, you can play in different styles now thanks to Logic. So let's go ahead and open another track. A new audio track? No, that would be something like a real instrument. Software instrument track? Um, yeah, let's try that. Okay, so I am going to maybe go to electric piano and see what happens. Okay, so this controller is now the classic electric piano. And this is actually touch sensitive. The harder I hit it, the more responsive it is. In fact, the number here shows you how hard you're hitting it. There's a volume here. Pretty cool. Let's see what else we can do with this thing. I don't use the MIDI controller all that much, but it sure is fun to be able to like play around with the controls and make it go on its own. Um, what else could we do? Experimental, maybe? Maybe what's a curly whirly? I don't know. Let's play that one. It's a masterpiece. Okay, so you guys see where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to try and record something now. Okay, let's see if I can find something else though. Here I was in the piano section. I'm going to go backwards a little bit and I can choose any one of these things, right? So I'm going to pick maybe a drum kit, maybe a bluebird. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try and do this. Okay, so I press stop there, and as you can see, as I scoot back, what you see there is actually MIDI, right? These are points that can easily be adjusted, so I'm going to play it and adjust it as I go. So as you saw there, I skipped around between different drum sets. It's not only limited to that. Let me show you. Again, just because you can doesn't mean you should, as you're hearing right now. I'm going to go back by pressing this, and then I'm going to go down to maybe, how about studio horns, the Mississippi joint. Oh boy, even the computer can't handle the Mississippi joint. Wow, that sounds really terrible. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of how to use the MIDI keyboard. You kind of go into software instruments, you pick something, you can easily have the drum set there. And if you can't do the multitasking, just lay down the bass first. Boom, 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 boom. Then add the snare the second time around. Add another snare, another track, right? So add another software instrument. You can easily add a snare. Bap, 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 bap. You can even add another one as a cymbal. You can even have each of these from different drum sets. Why not? So you can do all kinds of crazy things, and from there you can edit them. One cymbal can have crazy amounts of reverb in the intro, one can have a snare that gets super distorted, and the bass drum can be like scooped out from the mids. Lots of cool ideas you can do that I'm just thinking about that I'm sure all sound terrible. Don't get me wrong, but the fact is, you can do it and change it back once you've destroyed things. So it's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to go ahead and save this thing right there. Save as under Logic, and I'm going to call it Project 3 Awesome. Okay, and I'm going to save it here. And I'm going to go to my Finder window, and I go to Music and Logic. Okay, here. Now you see that there's a few different kinds of files. One is for GarageBand and one is for Logic. It's clearly easy to see that they're kind of the same program. They get organized in the same place. The plaque emblems that you see are the working files. Those are the ones that you can adjust. Okay, sorry that's lagging here. Um, the bounces section is where all the bounces are, right? All your samples are. But now I have them bounced to my desktop. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. I will now either give that file, that working file, to a friend of mine, or I will now just bounce this one for myself. I'm going to delete this last track, and I'm going to um, make sure that it's going to export the right amount. So I'm going to scan all the way back here. I think there is a keyboard shortcut to get this thing closer in without me having to do this, but I don't know what it is right now. I don't even know what this thing is called. Okay, scoot in a little bit. That should be fine right there. And now I'm going to bounce it. Bounce, project or section. And let's just say I want a waveform. And I'm going to send it here to my desktop. Okay, I just want to show you guys one more thing actually. Um, Bounce, project or section. I saw this normalize. I'm not sure if this should be on or not, but I leave it on. It kind of brings everything up. I'm not sure if you should do that if you're sending your files to people to work on. They can normalize it. Again, wave format, press OK, and bounce to my desktop. That's where I'm sending it. This is not the actual working file. Okay, so here is the project awesome wave file. Here's a project awesome mp3 file. Okay, I hope this helps you guys understand how Logic works, where they exported, where the files go, and why you should use Wave, and how to use the MIDI keyboard. We kind of went through a lot of different things here. Obviously, I can't cover it all, but if you have any questions, you're definitely going to find the answers in other more developed tutorials. I have very limited knowledge about this stuff. I have more knowledge that I can show you, but it's not anything that's groundbreaking. I just wanted to share with you guys how to get started, how to start making your own music. Mixing, mastering is a whole other thing, let me tell you. Anyway, have fun and start creating with your gear that you have in your hands. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.